Was that scary? Was that scary? My face suddenly appearing out of the darkness, the doom and the gloom, and just getting really up close and personal, really up in your business. Was that a little bit scary? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to scare you, okay? I did not mean to scare you, you little ragamuffin. You little ragamuffin. Listen, everything is okay, and everything is going to be okay. And let me tell you, you are in for a treat today, my friend. You are in for an absolute treat. I am going to be drawing on your face with crayons. Oh yes, indeed, those waxy little crayons. They look so colourful and so delectable and so edible. And yet, we shall not be eating any crayons today, okay? No. No eating the crayons. Stop it. Stop it. Stop. Stop, stop, stop. Stop, stop, stop. Do not eat the crayons. Do not eat the crayons. Do not eat the crayons. How many times do I have to tell you? Do not eat the crayons. Okay, stop it. Stop it. Don't even think about it, okay? Where are my crayons? Where are they? Okay, there's 1, 2, 3, 4. Excellent. Excellent. What do you say we begin today with the green crayon? Let me see though. What is the best approach here? Your face, it is so contoured, isn't it? A little bit there. A little bit there. A little bit there. A little bit there. These are the 4 areas that I will focus on predominantly today. These are really going to make your cheeks pop. Your cheeks. What? No, I'm talking about the cheeks on your face. What kind of comment was that? Obviously, I was talking about the cheeks on your face. You are, goodness gracious me. You need to clean that mind of yours, don't you? You need to clean it out, get some soap. Clean out that mind. Naughty. Naughty. Face it. You can't stop thinking about eating the crayons. Which honestly, I don't blame you. I can't blame you for that when you're only human. And then when I mention cheeks, you start thinking about some other kind of cheeks. Goodness me. Goodness gracious me. I think I need to send you away to a monastery, don't I? You need to go and spend some time with the monks. I'm just being an idiot. I'm being silly. As always. As usual, nothing new there, is there? Just me being a silly Billy. Silly Billy. You kind of look like an orc at the moment, or maybe a goblin. A goblin. So I'm getting comfortable. You don't mind, do you? You don't mind? You know, it's important for both of us to be comfortable. It is important for both of us to be comfortable. It's not all about you, you know. It's not all about you. Come on now. You don't care about my comfort. There's no way you think that, right? You care about me, don't you? You care about me. I care about you. I mean, that's why choose all the characters, you get to choose your race, and you make your appearance in the character selector screen, all that stuff, character customization. You look like you're one of the good-looking orcs. That's what you are right now, one of the good-looking orcs. There's some ugly-looking orcs, you know. There's some nasty-looking ones, some scary-looking ones too. You're one of the good-looking orcs. What do you think, though? Give me your honest opinion. Do you think some of those orcs from Skyrim and all that, do you think some of them look attractive? You can be honest with me. I'm not judging. Listen. I'll be honest with you, okay? I'll be honest with you. Some of those orcs, they be looking babylicious. They be looking thick, okay? What? I can't be honest, can I? I can't be honest. I see. Sorry for being honest. So we're not even going to talk about the Khajiit then, are we? We're not going to talk about the Khajiit. We're not going to talk about the Argonians, are we? Listen. What is it called? The lusty Argonian maid. That exists for a reason, okay? That exists for a reason. What are you telling me? If an absolute 10 out of 10 Argonian babe was like offering it up to you on a plate, you telling me you wouldn't have a little snack? You telling me you wouldn't have a little snack on that Argonian? Come on, be real here. Well, I thought you were a real one, but maybe not after all. I thought you were a real one. I thought you would have been honest about the orcs and the Argonians and the Khajiit. I mean, the Khajiit, come on, I think we can all agree the Khajiit, they got potential. They got huge potential. They're basically just cat girls, come on. A little bit far along on the furry scale, if you know what I mean. It's not quite just a girl wearing cat ears, it's a little bit further along than that. But still, what you're saying there's not at least one attractive looking Khajiit. Come on, be real. Those are the only, non-human looking races in Elder Scrolls, aren't they? You've got, the dark elves, which they have, what do they have, blue skin? Or just darker skin in general, I think. But they're pretty much human. They look pretty much human, don't they? They look pretty much human. I'm just checking you're okay. You're okay there. Well, you don't like me talking about this kind of stuff, is it? Fine. Okay. We'll talk about something else then. You know what? I'm gonna keep talking about the Elder Scrolls though, just a little bit. I'm gonna talk about Morrowind. Did you ever play Morrowind? Or am I too old for you? Morrowind, I think, is that the third ever Elder Scrolls game? What were the first two? I won Daggerfall, maybe? Hammerfell? I don't know, I get confused. I did play, I think the second one, I think it's called, I don't know, Daggerfall or Hammerfell, I'm not sure. But that's ancient, that's really old. That kind of feels like a dungeon crawler. More than anything, it's got that kind of setup. But Morrowind was a huge jump forwards in terms of technology, you know, and in terms of the overall experience as well. Massive jump forward. I would say it's probably still playable to this day. Really good. It's really good, Morrowind. It looks dated though. It looks kind of ugly and janky and everyone's a bit low poly, but I don't even care, honestly. I think it's good. I still think it looks reasonably good. It's very charming. blooming Morrowind. That's probably one of the number one things about Morrowind, is it's got its own aesthetic, a very strong aesthetic, very unique, you know. Whereas Oblivion and Skyrim, they feel roughly the same, don't they? Skyrim kind of has its own aesthetic going. It's got more of like a Norse, Viking, Scandinavian aesthetic, but Oblivion is also, it's not a million miles away from that. Whereas Morrowind feels like a sort of alien fantasy world. It's so cool, so cool. I remember being absolutely blown away when I was a child and I was playing Morrowind. I couldn't believe how much possibility there was. It felt like you could do literally anything. Felt like you could do literally anything. What a great game. What a great series. When are they going to make Elder Scrolls 6, huh? I don't want any online BS either. I'm not really a fan of like online games. I want just a giant single player game. Just like Skyrim, come on. They could even remake Morrowind and I would go absolutely nuts. Absolutely bananas on it, you know. I probably would spend £60 on a Morrowind remake. And that's absurd. That's absurd, and I would still do it. That's how much I like it. These are some nice colours. The green and the yellow has gone together so well, and the texture of the wax from the crayons, it does kind of make you look reptilian. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Are you one of those reptilian overlords? Are you a reptilian overlord? I mean, you wouldn't tell me if you were though, would you? Let me take a look at those eyes. Are they reptilian eyes? Are they reptilian eyes or are they human eyes? You're a little bit suspicious. You're a little bit suspicious, my friend. But I will let it pass, you know what? Even if you are a reptilian overlord, I don't mind. Maybe you're one of the good ones, aren't you? Yes, I think you must be. You must be one of the good reptilian overlords, ruling over a secret Illuminati style. Oh, I like this. Oh, I really like this. That's nice. I think we need some dark blue action on here. Dark blue on the outside, faded into the center. This is going to look absolutely phenomenal. You don't even realize what's about to be created here. Art. That's what's about to be created here. Art. Straight up art. Get this in a flippin' museum and a gallery. Get it in there. Oh, this looks good. Yes. ways around the problem of having no peace, because there are times at home. There are times in my home, in my house, when there is simply no peace whatsoever for at least a day, sometimes longer, sometimes multiple days in a row, not a single moment of peace, not even late at night. Because I have 8 housemates, I have my neighbours, which are like a family with loud children, and actually the mother is like the loudest of all for some reason. I don't know how she's louder than her 2 little boys that go screaming and running around the place, but regardless, sometimes I'm trying to think outside the box. I'm trying to think outside the box to solve the problem. I need to record. Of course, it is simply a need. It is simply a need. So how do I record? How do I find peace? I think to myself, there must be places in the outside world that I can go to record public spaces. Obviously, I make outdoor videos occasionally, rarely, right? When the weather is nice and pleasant. But what about when the weather is not pleasant? Surely there is somewhere indoors in the public or somewhere where I can go, where it is peaceful at all times, And I was thinking of like stairwells in buildings. If you've ever worked somewhere like a really large building, tall building, you'll know there's little stairwells, there's little nooks and crannies where people rarely ever go and where it's almost silent. I was thinking, what if I just sneak into one of these places and record an ASMR video in there? It's quite possible that nobody would know. Nobody would find me. And even if they did, so what? I'm just recording a little video. I'd just be like, oh, sorry, my apologies. I was just recording a little video. And then I leave, Not a big deal, is it? Not a big deal. But even trying to find a suitable place for that, it's difficult. It is difficult. But I'm trying to think outside the box. If you've got a problem, it needs to be solved. It's as simple as that. It needs to be solved by any means necessary. I was even thinking about like abandoned buildings, maybe, but they're usually locked up tight, or they're like very dangerous. It's one or the other, where I live anyway. Another potential option that's semi-decent is multi-story car parks. There's often like an area or a little nook or a cranny that's very quiet, but those are questionable because they usually have members of staff patrolling, or they have cameras or something, I don't know. Just little thoughts in my head. This looks so mesmerizing. I have a red, but I'm not sure where the red should go. Should it go on the inside or the outside? What will look best? Are you okay then? Just trying to clear your face a little bit. I've made a bit of a mess on your face, haven't I? That sounds kind of sus. That sounds a little bit sus. Okay, I think the inside is where the red will look best. Let's have a little go, shall we? Let's see what this looks like. What do you think of the crayon sounds? Do you think it sounds good, or is it maybe too subtle? Or is it just not as pleasant, not as tingly, maybe child, I was absolutely obsessed with the Aztecs and the Mayans for a period of time. I think it mostly started with Age of Empires. I loved to play as the Aztecs, and I especially loved the Jaguar warriors, the units, you know. They would wear like a jaguar pelt over their head, and they would have those sort of clubs. I think they had just like sharpened stones along the insides of the clubs, if you know what I mean. I think it's based on a historical weapon that the Aztecs may have used, possibly, I think. But you know, I thought they were so freaking cool as a child, and I would read about the Aztecs, you know, in the horrible history books. Did you even ever have those? Maybe they still exist, actually. Maybe they're still a thing that children read, horrible histories. But even when I was reading about, like, human sacrifice and scary, terrible things like that, I still thought it was cool. Is that messed up? Is that weird? I think that might be normal. I mean, I remember my friends. Some of them were also into Aztecs. Some of them also thought it was cool. Obviously, in reality, judging them from like a real adult perspective, they're absolutely insane, right? Sacrificing people to the gods. Supposedly sacrificing some of them whilst they're still alive, ripping out their still beating hearts as a sacrifice for the gods. That's insanity, isn't it? That as a culture. Imagine what it was like. I wonder what led them to become like that. But then you have to imagine living in the jungle in America with jaguars, and I don't know, I imagine they would have stumbled across some sort of substances, some sort of trippy mushrooms, or some sort of like ayahuasca alternative. Ayahuasca, is that what it's called? Is that what it's called? The drug that I'm thinking of that you take? Or is that something just medicinal? I don't know. I can't remember. But imagine being an Aztec back then. What time period were they even in? Maybe the 1000s? 1000s? I don't know. I've forgotten all the historical stuff about them. But imagine living in that time period. Maybe you trip absolute balls taking some sort of substance that you found in the jungle. Maybe you witness a solar eclipse, something like that. All these events, they're going to completely and utterly change your mind and your psychology. You probably are going to start believing in crazy gods, and maybe you are even going to think that the only way to appease these violent gods is to, I don't know, sacrifice people alive to them. Think about also the geography of that time and that place. There's probably a lot of earthquakes, volcanoes erupting, things like that. What a violent time period and place to be alive, because you wouldn't have like the scientific knowledge, right, that we have today. If a volcano erupts today, we're like, oh, that's scary, but you know, it's just a volcano. It's just magma underneath the earth erupting, pressure getting too much, it comes out, and then pressure's released. You know, scary and violent and big, but it's not like a god is angry with us or anything. Or is it? Goodness me. But you know what I'm saying? It would have been a very crazy time period and place to be alive. What effect would it have on your psychology to be alive during that time period? The things you would believe would be absolutely insane to us from our perspective, but to them it would be sane. Now that is an absolute rainbow gorgeous. I've created a masterpiece here, an absolute masterpiece. I think it might be time. I think it might be time, my friend, to call this little art project finished. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Okay then, my friend. I do believe I will say goodbye.